If there is one company that is associated with open innovation, it is Cincinnati-based consumer powerhouse Procter & Gamble. They call it their Connect and Develop initiative. Here are just 3 of their successes. Most famous is the identification of the spin brush at a small startup company. The startup had almost no ability to reach the market. Now, P&G owns the Crest brand and is in hundreds of millions of bathrooms around the world. The traditional approach might be to ignore it, or go back to the laboratory, find a way to improve the design, work around the patents, and several years later, introduce a competitive product. Instead, P&G admitted that they had just been beaten to a good idea and just out and bought it. I know that sounds easy, but organizations with proud R&D organizations can have a not invented here syndrome that blinds them to such inventions. The key is that they celebrated finding the idea, rather than lamenting the fact that it wasn't their idea. The same thing happened when a P&G scientist found a funny white scrubbing pad in a Tokyo convenience store. The small company making it didn't realize what they had, but at the Mr. Clean label, you have the magic eraser, and a new category is invented. The famous Tide Pod started with a P&G vision for a product, but no technical capability to make it work. So they partnered up front with an expert in films and materials and developed the unique container that is perfectly stable in the presence of the liquid detergent, but dissolves at once in water. Now that's pretty clever if you think about it. The ability to celebrate these successes was driven by the CEO, A.G. Lafley. Not only did he throw open the door, he made it a mandate and a measure of success that half of the company innovations would come from outside the company. As he said many times, there are at least 2 million smart people that don't work for him, but he wanted their ideas anyway. And he made it an initiative that didn't insult the existing laboratory team. Instead, he managed to engage them in this new pursuit. The Connect and Develop initiative starts by clearly identifying customer needs, something that P&G excels at. Then convert that need into a science problem and find a technology fit. And then get that technology, whether it starts inside or outside the company. If it comes from outside, integrate it into their own organization and foster its continued advancement and growth. Connect to the ideas, develop the product. The sources of ideas are literally anything you can think of: consumers, retirees, suppliers, competitors, etc. Then take advantage of some dedicated C&D leaders, some 70 people in 11 regional hubs. Some of those people are technology entrepreneurs, those scouts that find ideas that might not have an obvious application, but a good scout can see what the idea might become. And some of them are the research fellows who connect the bits and pieces together and create the foundations for innovations. And yes, they want to hear from you. Go to png.com, find the Connect and Develop homepage, and they will sell you on bringing your next big idea to them. But be careful. When you enter an idea into their website, it becomes their idea. So you'd better have patent protection before you start typing.